Hey all, it's Paul and Tosh from the Nomadic-AF team, and today we're going to talk about, mostly the videos we've been doing today is the price difference between Mexico and the US.
So much cheaper.
It's so much cheaper here, and one point we're trying to make is it is cheaper to travel full time than it is to live full time in the States.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not even a little bit. So if it's money holding you back, you just know it really is cheaper outside of the States to live. So in this instance, we already talked about ride shares and all that. We're going to talk about groceries, right?
Yeah.
The cost of the exact same groceries in the United States versus in Mexico. Like egg prices are a big deal right now.
Right.
You guys are paying something astronomical.
We're not.
We're not. We're not paying almost anything for any of these groceries compared to the States. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on a side-by-side Uber delivery. We're going to go to the same, well, not the same stores, obviously. We're going to go to a Giant Eagle and a Walmart. We're going to list the prices. We're going to buy the exact same thing in order. What we need to do, though, is convert. So the United States uses ounces. We use grams. You use dollars. We use pesos. We'll convert all of that for you.
Yeah.
So you can see what we're paying for a bag of rice, a gallon of milk, a dozen eggs. You can see, especially if you have a family, how much cheaper it is to live in Mexico than the States.
Yeah, so if it's your bank account that is holding you back from making the move and getting out of the United States or something, it doesn't need to be.
It doesn't. You're going to do much better financially here. One thing I want to note is I just went through and did staples. I went through, like, we were showing up in Mexico for a month and we just needed to buy staples, right? Same in the United States. We're not buying like spices and stuff like that. We'll just assume you have it or it's just as expensive in the States.
Yep.
So let's go grocery shopping online, and we're going to have all this delivered. And you can see exactly how much more it is. And I'll give you a bit of a spoiler alert. The shopping in the States for the exact same products, the exact same weight, was double the price.
Double.
So let's check it out. All right, so as you can see, I bought 37 items from each place. All items are the same. I tried to match them by weight as much as I could and by brand. But a lot of the brands are different because we don't have those brands in Mexico. This doesn't mean they're lesser quality. We just don't carry those brands.
Right.
So I tried to find as many staples as I can to think what the normal family would buy. So let's just get started, and we'll start with the top, which is rice. Everybody uses rice here. I assume people in the States use quite a bit of rice.
Yeah, I think so.
So this rice here that we got here, the bag on the USA is 16 ounces. That's about half the size of the nearly kilo bag of rice that we're buying in Mexico. So for all of this, we're just going to use an easy conversion of 20 pesos to the dollar.
Just to make things easy.
Yeah. Which is what the dollar is right now, but maybe not when you're watching this video. So this 33 peso rice is $1.50. In the US, it's $1.71, and this bag of rice is twice the size in Mexico. So it's more than double the price in the States just for a simple bag of rice.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So let's move on to this pound of birria rice. I'm sorry,
pasta.
The birria pasta. The US bag is about twice the size. I couldn't find a comparable price. So 200 grams to a pound. So the US is much bigger, but it is
75%.
Way more expensive, like 75, nearly double the price.
I always think pasta is cheap here.
It is cheap here. So we're looking at around 65 cents for a bag of pasta for 2 servings, whereas in the States, it's nearly double the price. So let's check out bread, all right? Bread is not cheap here, unfortunately, when you get it in Mexico.
Yeah.
If you go to a pounderia or a bakery, it is. But in the States, a loaf of bread is a loaf of bread. Basically the same price in the States as in Mexico. Here we're paying $2 a loaf. There you're paying $2 a loaf.
And yes, our bread here is called bimbo.
Yeah.
That's the brand name.
We're going to let that go. All right, flour. Everybody needs flour, and I could not believe the price difference in flour. It's basically the same sized bag of flour, and it's 300% more in the States.
Oh my
You're talking
God.
3 times the price of flour. Ours is 15 pesos, which is like 75 cents compared to nearly $3 in the States.
That's
It's really insane.
insane.
It really is. So let's look at sugar now. The sugar, 900 grams, it's about a kilo and 16 ounces. So it's about half
Half
the
the size.
size. Right. Half the size, and you're paying
Double the
double
price.
the price for sugar. $3 for a pound of sugar, as opposed to $2.50 for twice as much.
And again, this is in Ohio that we're using as
Yeah,
the
we're not
United
going
States.
to New York or anywhere. Like,
Yeah,
this is just some
exactly.
Midwest town. And I should also note that we're in Mazatlan, which is a tourist town,
And
which
the most expensive
most
place in
expensive
Mexico
place.
we've lived in.
Yeah. All right, so for the cooking oil, I kind of screwed the pooch on this one. I got a big old bottle in the US, so it is a lot more expensive, but it's a lot more oil. But when you do the conversion from ounces to milliliters and the conversion on the price, the bottle is 3 times bigger, but by volume, it's still 50% more expensive.
That's insanity.
I mean, everybody uses oil all the time, and you're paying so much more for canola oil. I mean, this 400 milliliters is just what a normal family would buy. It's $1.10 for a bottle of cooking oil that's probably going to last a week or two. This one I bought in the US is huge, and that's why it's so expensive. But once you do the conversions, it's still 50% more for the same stuff, for the same shitty oil you're buying. Okay, so everybody needs salt. Everybody's got salt in the house. And I think they know that in the States, because when you do this conversion from weight and price, this Morton's salt is 200% more in the USA. I mean, we're buying a kilogram. That's 2.2 pounds of salt for less than $1.
Yeah.
And you're paying $2.50 for just over a pound. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
It's 200% more expensive. So let's look at some beans. I mean, we eat a lot of beans here. This is Mexico. So
we eat a lot of beans in the States.
We eat a lot of beans in the States too. So let's look at this. We have 500 grams, which is about a half a pound of beans, and you've got a pound of beans in the States. A pound of beans, $2.17.
What?
And it is $1 for twice as much. I mean, you're paying, more than double for just a simple can of black beans. It's the same quality, it's the same ingredients, it's the same everything, and you're paying double the amount. So, to go with the beans, let's look at some canned tomatoes.
I think everybody uses tomatoes.
I think so, yeah. You're buying a pound can for $1.60, and we're buying the exact same can for $1. I mean, that doesn't sound like much. But 60 cents extra for the same size can and everything is going to add up, especially if you have a family of 4. That's going to be like a considerable difference, right? Let's look at tuna. Same, like a lot of Americans buy tuna, right? And these cans are basically the same size. You get a little tiny can for $1.50 in the States and less than $1 in Mexico. Again, 50% more.
Yeah, about 80 cents.
Yeah, so if you're buying tuna for a family of 4 in 1 week, I mean...
And that's supposed to be a cheap meal.
And that's supposed to be a cheap meal. Now, let's go to peanut butter. That's where you're going to get... that's where Mexico is more expensive. So you can see in the States, we bought Giant Eagle peanut butter, which was the store brand.
Yeah, anything that's considered luxury here
is peanut butter.
Is peanut butter, yeah.
So we bought an American brand of peanut butter in Mexico. That was more expensive, about 80% more expensive.
Oh wow!
But if we would have got a cheap Mexico version of peanut butter, which I prefer not to eat, it would have been around the same price or less. But peanut butter is a pricey product, and you will pay more for it in Mexico. All right, so to go with your PB&J sandwiches, let's look at some jelly here, which is incredibly more expensive in the States. I mean, we got Smucker's versus McCormick. They're both name brand. They're both strawberry jellies. And the one, a little tiny jar of jelly in the States is nearly $5.
For
And
12
for
ounces,
12
yeah.
ounces, it's a little bigger of a jar than we got in the States, and I'll do the conversion and everything. But we're getting a fairly decent sized jar of jelly for $2 compared to 5. And when you do the conversion and the weight and the dollars and everything, it's 150% more expensive in the States.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And you also have to kind of think that we are using an Uber app. So when you buy things in a physical store, the same as the United States, that's why the comparison's so good. But it's going to be much cheaper than what we're actually showing you as well.
And we're going to Walmart, which is an expensive store. If we were to go to LA or something, these prices in Mexico would be considerably lower. So let's look at vinegar. This one kind of blows my mind because white vinegar is a pretty popular staple, right?
Yeah.
And we're buying 500 milliliters for like 50 cents. It doesn't cost anything. Whereas 16 ounces in the States is nearly $2. It's roughly the same size, and it's 300% more for vinegar in the States.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how families live. And this is
afford vinegar.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's so much cheaper just to live somewhere else than the United States. People think it's so expensive to travel and live elsewhere, but it's really not. It's so okay.
This is a big one for my household when we were growing up.
Yeah, the milk here, so this is a little skewed. So I wanted an apples to apples comparison, so I bought a gallon of refrigerated milk. That's not how milk is sold here. This is specifically for gringos and expats because milk is not sold cold or in gallons.
I've never even seen it cold.
No, I have if you look close. But anyways, so milk is about the same price when you buy it by the gallon refrigerated. The way it's really bought here is by the quart, pasteurized, off the shelf, and it's about half the price as milk in the States. We don't drink milk. If you're a big milk drinker and you need your special milk, it's going to be about the same price in Mexico and the States. If you buy the same milk that Mexicans do, which is shelf stable, just like in every other country but the States,
a fraction of the cost.
It's a fraction of the cost. Now, let's go to eggs, which I've already done a video you can go check out. I don't understand what you all are wilding up there on these eggs. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. We don't sell eggs by the dozen, but I went ahead and bought, like I said, from Walmart, what a gringo would buy is a dozen eggs.
Yeah, we sell them individually.
We sell them individually or about 18. So a dozen eggs in the States is $2.50, and this is the most expensive place I've ever seen eggs.
Wow,
because we're going to Walmart. We buy eggs from the dairy store, which they're considerably cheaper.
Yeah.
But the same eggs in the States, a dozen eggs, $6.50.
What?
Compared to $2.50.
Wow.
That's over 200%. I mean, eggs are a staple.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're feeding your family, I'll bet a family of 4 goes through a dozen eggs in a couple days.
Yeah, and here it's really nice because you can just go to the tienda next door and just say, I want 2 eggs, and they'll weigh them up for you and charge you for them.
Yeah, and they are considerably less than the States. So this is a big one here. You're talking, if you have a family in the States and you're buying eggs, you're paying over 200% more than we are, which is insane.
Another notable thing about eggs here is that they do not keep them refrigerated because they don't wash them and they're not pasteurized, so it doesn't matter. But if you're looking for eggs, they won't be refrigerated.
Right, and that's the same all around the world. The United States is the only people that refrigerate their eggs, and it's stupid to do so. Anyway. So let's move on to butter. Everybody's buying butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
A pound of butter, $8 in the States. That's insanity.
Butter.
So about the same amount of butter in the States is going to cost you $4, half the price.
Yeah, our brand here is La La.
Yeah,
which is really good. We use La La a lot.
Yeah, it's really good butter, half the price. So everything except peanut butter so far is considerably less expensive.
And milk was the same.
Milk was around the same if you buy it like that.
If you buy it like that.
If you buy it like the Mexicans, it's half. So we got some craft singles versus some Philadelphia singles. These are about the same size. I think the one in America is just a little bigger, maybe a couple of slices bigger. But look at the price difference: $3 versus $5.50. The American cheese in America is 40% more expensive than if you buy it. And this is a name brand American cheese. Like, there's some shitty American cheese here in Mexico that we just don't even buy that's like $1 for a pack.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do an apples to apples
Yeah.
comparison, and it's still 40% more expensive.
I have seen craft here as well, but
I have too. It's about the same price.
yeah, it's about the same price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Single serving of yogurt in the States. We eat a lot of yogurt here.
Yeah.
So I tried to get the same size. The portion's a little larger here in the States. I'm talking like a spoonful or two.
The portion's larger here in the States?
Yeah, the portion size for the single serving right here is a little larger.
Okay.
It's $1.13 a portion.
What?
Yes, for a little tiny thing of yogurt is $1.
Gosh.
The same brand, same everything is, what is that? $8.50 is 40 cents.
40 cents. Yeah.
So more than double the price for yogurt in the States, and we're talking the same name brand.
Wow.
Same everything. It is. I don't know how people in the States can even afford to go grocery shopping, because it is ridiculous the difference in prices.
Okay, so another thing that a lot of people eat, and it's supposed to be a cheap meal, is deli meat. So we went and bought the honey ham from Giant Eagle and the San Rafael, which is a really nice brand of ham here in Mexico, and it's $5 in the United States compared to $3 to $4 in Mexico.
And that really adds up. If you've got a family and you're packing lunches and everything, I mean, this is costing you dozens of extra dollars a week or month. I mean, it's the same ham.
$1 here or there can really add up.
Same with sliced turkey. I mean, it's about the same price in the States for turkey or ham, depending on what you get, around $5. We got the Giant Eagle. And it's about the same for turkey or ham in Mexico. So some lunch meats and stuff like that, the deli sandwiches we eat all the time. And we're saving hundreds of dollars a month just over the United States. I mean, it's
ridiculous.
It's about 20% more, and all of this stuff adds up. Some fresh fruit here. We did apples. Apples, if you're buying them in the grocery store, it's a wash. They're the same price in the States as they are here in Mexico, because we import them from the United States.
Yeah, we import them from the United States.
So apples aren't going to matter so much. The strawberries is another story. Like, y'all are getting ripped off on strawberries. You're paying like $5 for a quart or whatever it is of strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
And we're paying $4. But this strawberry that we're buying here is a smaller container. So really, you're paying 50% more for strawberries in the States.
Wow.
Oddly,
when I go to the store and buy fresas, because I buy fresas, strawberries all the time, they're 60 pesos.
60 pesos, $3 for the big container, whereas it's $6 there, so almost double the price. Oddly, bananas are about the same price here, but that's because we don't live in an area of Mexico where bananas are grown. So it's brought in either place. So bananas are roughly the same. Mm-hmm. But if we're going to like the Yucatan or somewhere where bananas are grown,
you can just pick one off a tree.
You just pick one off the tree, but bananas don't cost anything. So the bananas here are a wash, but that's just because we're in Mazatlan and not on the Caribbean coast over there. So, all right, so we're looking at just a head of romaine lettuce. And in the States, we're looking at $2.30. And for the exact same lettuce in Mexico, it's 20 pesos, which is $1. So it's double the price.
Yeah.
And that's just one salad.
Like $1.10 maybe.
Yeah, and that's just one salad worth of lettuce, or two salads worth of lettuce, an extra $1.
It's so insane.
Tomatoes. I mean, y'all grow tomatoes in the States, so I don't know why they're so expensive, but they're 3 times the price as the tomatoes we're getting here. Like, we're paying 5 pesos for 250 grams of 5 pesos is a quarter. It's 25 cents.
It's labor costs of picking them and stuff.
Yeah, you guys are paying 3 times the price for it. So if you want a bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich, it's already 4 times the prices in the States, or 4 price in the States as it is here.
Yeah.
So here we got like just the price of one onion. I didn't want to do bags. I didn't know like red onion, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is
It's a freaking onion.
It's an onion. For an onion, it's 6 pesos. That's like a quarter, maybe. Something. Yeah. And y'all are paying like 70 cents for the same freaking thing. And
$6.95, yeah, 35 cents US.
Yeah.
For onion here compared to 77 there. Double the price.
Double the price. Garlic. Same thing. You're paying 72 cents for like the little pack of garlic, and we're paying what, 6.50. So yeah, that's what, 7.
Yeah, it's the same thing, 35 cents.
Oh yeah, but this is for 50 grams of it.
Oh,
so it's double the price for garlic in the States as it was for here, and everybody uses garlic.
Yeah, of course.
So let's look at this bag of frozen veg. This bag of frozen broccoli in the States. 12 ounces for $2.60 and 500 grams. So we're looking at a little more. This is a bigger bag in the state. This is the bigger bag than the States. And it's $1.50 for the whole bag as opposed to $2.60.
Yeah, so you could feed your family with that and have to probably buy 2 bags with this one.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more than double the price for a bag of frozen broccoli in this. So let's treat ourselves now to a giant freaking tub of ice cream.
Yum.
We don't buy ice cream in the store, we buy ice cream out. So this isn't our jam, but $4.30 for a tub of store brand chocolate ice cream, right?
Yikes.
That is a lot of money, and it's double the price of the ice cream we buy here in the States. 45 pesos is $2.50.
Yeah.
Basically for the same size bags of chocolate ice cream. I mean, you can't even splurge and enjoy yourself in the States without spending twice as much money.
Yeah, and I think $4.35 is a really low price too. But of course, that's the
store brand, Giant Eagle. Yeah. So this is what blew me away here is the meat. So I'm not going down to the breast and chicken legs, and I'm buying a whole chicken, right?
$17.88.
$17.88 for a whole little chicken, right? So we're getting chicken 2.5 kilos which is like 5 pounds roughly, more or less. Pounds. For $1.34, which is not quite $7, 6 something. Let's say $7, right? That's more than double the price. I mean, that's 140% more expensive for chicken.
Wow.
And that's the whole chicken. I mean, can you imagine if you're buying boneless, skinless breasts? Yeah. It's considerably more. I don't know how people are doing it in the States. Let's look at ground beef. It's even worse. You're looking at 90% lean ground beef for a pound, $10 for a pound. All right?
Wow.
I know. This 400 kilos, which is roughly a pound. Same thing, 90-10, same. I got same of everything. $4 compared to your 10. And it's the same meat. You're not getting better meat than we're getting. You know what I mean? It is 150% more for ground beef 90%. In the States. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you can live there and make your monthly bills when everything is so expensive. So let's talk coffee. This isn't really fair because we do live in a coffee country.
Yeah, but most of it is exported.
It is. That's true too. But for a small, not even a pound bag of coffee, you're looking at
12 ounces.
And that's the Market District brand. That's their Giant Eagle brand.
Right.
That's off the brand. Yeah. Right? And we're buying gourmet Chiapas coffee for $7.
That's about a pound.
Right, and that's just about a pound, and yours is less than a pound. So it's about 50% more if you're paying for coffee, which is something people drink a ton of. You know what I mean? If you're buying...
I don't know what you mean.
as she's slurping her coffee. But but it's so much more expensive, right? And even the same thing, a Coca-Cola 2-liter. I mean, look at this. I cannot believe a 2-liter of Coca-Cola, $4 in the States.
Oh my God.
That is insane compared to $2 in Mexico.
You can tell the stuff that we don't actually buy regularly because I have no idea the price of this stuff.
but it's more than half the price.
And what is it in Mexico?
I'm sorry, it's more than double the price in Mexico. Not even $2 for a 2 liter.
Wow.
I mean, it is insane. It's the same product, the same brand, the same size, the same everything,
Ugh.
except we use sugar instead of corn syrup, so it's even better.
Yum.
All right, we don't eat cereal, but let's check out these Fruit Loops over here. Like, this is a smaller box of Fruit Loops for $5. And first of all, it's junk cereal anyways. $5 in the States compared to $4 in Mexico. So it's a little smaller. The box is a little smaller in the US. We have a bigger box for cheaper. So you're paying about $1 more for less cereal than we are.
That's
which is
ridiculous.
insane.
Yes.
All right, ketchup. Like Heinz ketchup, it's the same brand, it's the same everything. I cannot believe for 20 ounces of ketchup, which is a big bottle of ketchup in the States that I buy, it's bigger than this one,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever. $4.50 for that bottle, and we're talking not even $1.50
How
for a
is
smaller.
that so much more expensive?
It's a little smaller of a bottle we have in Mexico, but once you can do all the conversions, it's 150% more to buy ketchup in the United States.
I just can't believe it's $5
Yeah,
for
ketchup, which is
ketchup.
junk anyway. But
Yeah.
whatever, it's
Again,
okay. That's
we don't
cool.
buy
We don't buy
ketchup.
ketchup.
Yeah.
All right, mustard. Same size bottle, same brand bottle, same everything, right? You're paying $3 for this little 8-ounce thing of mustard. We're buying the exact same size almost for $1.50.
29 pesos, yeah, $1.50.
$1.50. It's double the price just for your mustard.
Wow.
I mean, you can see how all this adds up when you're shopping multiple times a week for multiple people. I mean, your food bill must be astronomical. This is why it's so much cheaper to live somewhere else. So one last thing, let's look at mayo for those turkey sandwiches we looked at earlier. We're looking at the same thing. Hellmann's mayonnaise. Hellmann's real mayonnaise. 8 ounces is roughly the same as 190 grams, more or less, right?
Más o menos.
You're paying, no, that's not true. I did the conversion for the weight. And price. So you're paying for 8 ounces, $4.35, which
wow.
is double for the same exact brand that we're getting in Mexico. We're paying for this 191 30 pesos, which is $1.50 more or less. This is a smaller bottle. But once you do the weight conversion, you're still paying double.
$1.55 maybe.
Yeah, everything is more in the States. Not just a little bit more, but a lot more. And so let's look. This is what I pretended was we are in like an Airbnb and we wanted to deliver staples for the month, right? We're ordering the same exact shit in Mexico compared to here. $180 shopping list, the exact same stuff, except for that oil that I said was bigger in the States than we paid for.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow. It's the same shopping trip, and this is like just over a week's worth of groceries. You're paying $100 more in the States for the exact same order, minus that oil that was a little bigger, but that should not throw it off this much.
I mean, that would be $400 a month.
Oops, I forgot. I did a different tip. So let's just add a better. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can't do it. So the tip's not even added in there yet. Add a tip, 53 pesos. So I did a little bigger of a tip here. So that's insane.
Yeah.
Right?
$100 difference.
$100 difference for the exact same items.
37 items, yeah.
37 items. I mean, we're paying $80, and if we were to go to the grocery store, obviously in either place it would be a little cheaper.
Right.
But proportionally, it's the same. It's more than double to do your grocery shopping in the States.
Ridiculous.
We have good name brand ingredients. We have good quality stuff. We're not. I mean, people think Mexico is third world. We have the same products you have. Hellmann's mayonnaise and French's mustard and Heinz ketchup and all this. And you are literally paying more than double than we are.
And for no reason.
And the chicken was like 3 times. Yeah, it's insane.
God.
Like this, we just want people to know, living in the States is not reasonable. You do not have to live there. You can move somewhere else. It's easy. You can literally come to Mexico and live for 6 months.
Yeah.
And save so much money. Thousands. I mean, rent $500 for a beautiful, nice apartment, right? Groceries, less than half the price.
Utilities.
Utilities.
Too.
We're gonna do a video on utilities. You won't even believe how low the utilities are. You do not need a visa to come here from the States or Canada for 6 months. Move your family down, live for 6 months, and the amount of money you can save and go back to the States, it's insane.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people do live here 6
Yep.
months a year.
Yep. So get out of the States any way you can. It's not
Yep.
worth it.
You can leave tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.